Welcome back in. Washington is the #1 producer for sweet cherries nationwide.
But last year, a cold, wet spring severely hurt production, making it one of the smallest harvests in the last decade. Growers tell Fox 13's Frankie Thompson this year, the weather at least seems to be on their side.
I have a try.
There's nothing like eating a Rainier cherry for the first time.
It's really fresh. A little sour, but combined with the sweet, very good.
Fortunately for tourists like Feng Yuan, the Martin family orchard from Arando had cherries to sell this year.
We got about 50% more than last year.
Cherry farmers in Washington had a tough harvest in 2022. The wet, cold, frosty spring ruined most of their crop.
Well, last year was a bust. They lost probably 60 to 70% of the cherries and peaches and nectarines because they had a frost at the very wrong time.
Jimmy Wild, owner of Top Banana in Ballard, buys his cherries from local farmers. He says his farmers produced just enough for him to sell cherries at his shop until August.
Not as good as they had predicted, but all in all, a decent season.
A season better than the last few years. Experts are estimating cherry growers in Washington will pick 21 million 20-pound boxes, an increase from 13 million in 2022 and 20 million back in 2021. But even with an improved harvest, there are still multiple obstacles to bringing the crop to the consumers. Market fluctuations, lack of labor workers, and inflation.
Because there's too many high costs, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's revenue there, but when you take out the labor and everything else, you know, I'm not going to make a lot more money this year than I have in the past.
Costs of diesel have gone way up. Any kind of transportation that we do to our markets, it's all, affected by that. Cost of fertilizer has almost tripled.
Some of those costs reflected in the price per pound for customers, but people are still willing to pay a slightly higher cost. Washington State Department of Agriculture says cherries generate more than $475 million in revenue, and for good reason.
The Rainier cherry I describe almost like it looks. It's just kind of flaming. It's brilliant, and that's how it tastes.
Frankie Thompson, Fox 13 News.